Well, I was born at a party in a barn.
Hello and welcome into this week's edition of the Hogs Happy Hour, and we have finally reached game week as the Hogs will open up play about exactly 7 days from now in War Memorial Stadium against UAPB. Okay, before we get started, we are brought to you by SeatGeek. So if you're ready for the big game, score a touchdown with your ticket purchase. Use promo code 4-Star Sports Media on SeatGeek to get $20 off your first order. So do not miss out on the action. Grab your ticket and use promo code 4-Star Sports Media. All right. Thanks to everyone out there watching, everyone who will watch the replay. We appreciate you watching. And bring in my co-host, Jason. How's it going?
Oh, man. It's finally game week.
Yep.
It was a long break between baseball. It was a long break between baseball and now.
Yeah, I'm sure you're tired of reading practice reports and watching press conferences. It's getting kind of the same language. The teams tired of beating up on each other. This time last week was the scrimmage where the quarterbacks, we don't know who was it Taylor Green, but I'm sure he was a part of it, threw 8 interceptions. So,
I believe he threw 2 of them. I think's what Petrino said earlier in the week.
Yeah, if you watch, I think it was Petrino's press conference, he was kind of talking about how the defense kind of knew the signals and everything else. So it's practice. It's what week 3 now of practice. So but the Golden Lions and Razorbacks will meet up kind of in the middle. Okay, it's a shorter drive for UAPB than it is for the University of Arkansas. Meet up at War Memorial Stadium. I'm actually kind of glad they moved it to Thursday night, because it gives them an extra couple days to prepare for the 17-ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys, who's the week 2 opponent. So gets a good like a good scrimmage type atmosphere against a in-state opponent who I'm sure we will pay a huge check to. But it all stays within the University of Arkansas system. So I'm gonna pull up a few clips here. Sam Pittman was he was the first guest of the Little Rock Touchdown Club, and he's kind of like a stand-up comedian almost. He had a few interesting things to say.
And I got on the plane and I started. Do you guys ever scroll through pictures if you don't have Wi-Fi and you scroll through? Well, I had one of last year of me. And if you don't mind, and no disrespect, but I had this same damn tie on. And I am not going to go through another season like that. So it's going to start with taking this damn tie off. All right.
So yeah, he was I guess he's not superstitious, but just a little stitious, I guess, wearing the same tie. He doesn't want the same season. It was good to see him kind of be like loose and open up. He wasn't nervous about the season. I think he really enjoys his team. He talks highly of Taylor Green and talks highly of Bobby Petrino coming in. The whole defensive staff pretty much stayed, so that was a good sign. Last year, we've talked about it before, was probably, maybe full of cancer within the locker room. And, those two are off, playing football out east somewhere else. So good luck to them, though. But
it'll be interesting to see how they do with their new teams.
Yeah, good luck to him. It's weird. You have a record-setting quarterback like KJ at Arkansas, and you have not heard, or I haven't. You might have, but I haven't heard one thing about. Oh, it's gonna be hard to replace KJ. He set all them records.
No, I haven't heard.
If that was any other team who lost a record-setting quarterback, you might hear, oh well, they do have this transfer coming in, but he's not going to be, he's not going to be KJ. No one's really saying that. No one on the team, no coaches,
No,
nobody.
I think people are just glad to be moving on from it.
Yep. All right, so let's preview the Golden Lions real quick. Okay, the Golden Lions is coached by Alonzo Hampton. Okay, he is a Southeast Arkansas native from down the road from us in Warren, Arkansas. So I guess you can say he comes from the Bo Hembury tree, if that's such a thing. They finished 2-9 last year and 1-7 in conference play. They are from the SWAC. Averaged 15 points per game and gave up over 30 points per game. And here's an interesting stat. Their punter led the FCS in punts with 76. So he had to ice that leg down after the season, because it's a lot. That's a lot of kicks. Okay, you may not think it is, but it's a lot of kicks.
I know that ball is a little bit harder than you think it is.
Mm-hmm. So what's your general thoughts of next Thursday's game?
I mean, obviously, we should win the game really with ease. But I mean, you can't take anybody too lightly. We've been there with ULM beating us in War Memorial.
Yeah. Fortunately, we were there.
But yeah, well, the touchdown in overtime actually was right in front of us.
Yep.
Right in the end zone.
That quarterback for ULM was like Tebow. I mean, he wore number 15. He kind of looked like Tebow out there. We just couldn't stop him.
But to me, this is more like really a practice game for us. I mean, it's finally a chance for us to play somebody else besides ourselves. I mean, honestly, you can go off all these practice reports that you want to, but if your defense is bad and your offense is doing good, I mean, what does that tell you? Or vice versa, it's and honestly, do these kids really go 100% like this in practice against each other? No.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Nope.
But to me, it's more of a practice game for us, and hopefully we'll get to see maybe second, third string pretty early in the game.
Yeah, I'll be excited to see Malachi play. Hopefully Taylor gets his 3 or 4 touchdowns, gets out of there, and if you read the practice report, Singleton is not terrible. So
yeah,
he's kind of up there with Taylor Green. So if Taylor's he's not a running quarterback. He's a quarterback who can run. A lot of people get that. Just because he's fast doesn't mean he's looking to take off. He's looking to pass the ball, but he can escape the pocket if needed. But this offensive line, it might be a lot. So
yeah.
But I'm just looking forward. I'm just visioning in my head. That patented Petrino wheel route down the sideline. Something we haven't seen in years. A deep shot to Armstrong or Isaiah Satanga, somebody. Or getting the tight ends involved.
Yeah, I bet you will see a nice little wheel route with Petrino just at some point in the game.
Yeah. Now, the last time I'm trying to remember, they were probably up 35 or 42-0 at half, and the third and fourth quarter they shortened it up to 10-minute quarters.
Yeah.
So, you're playing UAPB. It's not a big time opponent. It is an in-state opponent, so some of these players are probably playing against some old high school teammates somewhere down the line. So I don't. The line right now is actually moved to Arkansas minus 49.5. It was 52. I think it was 52.5 last week. So it's gone down some, but what's interesting is the over/under set at 57.5. So. And Vegas is thinking Arkansas is going to win by 50. They're thinking the total score is only going to be 58. So they don't give much hope to UAPB, which they finished 1-7 in the SWAC, and It's not a. The SWAC's not the SEC.
I mean, obviously their record shows that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
but it is a good game before we play Oklahoma State.
Yeah. It's a good
And
tune-up.
like
And go ahead.
I was kind of like you said earlier, where we do have like since it's on a Thursday, we get at least a couple of
Mhm.
extra days to get ready and
Yeah.
rest.
Yeah. Pittman's not too happy because they're gonna get back. He said probably around 2 o'clock on Friday morning.
Because they actually they ride the bus down there,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and it's 3 hour drive from Little Rock.
Yeah. That's I didn't know. I didn't know they were gonna stay in Little Rock Wednesday night or I don't
I
know.
don't. I For some reason I don't believe they do.
Yeah. I think last time they just bust down.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, and if you're going to go to War Memorial, they bought these huge water gallon tank things to not possibly not run out of water.
Well,
So,
I mean, the good thing right now is Arkansas humidity and temperatures are down compared to last year at this
uh,
time.
not in southeast Arkansas. It's up again.
Oh,
Yeah, it
not
is.
in the last couple of days.
Yeah. Okay.
It's been in the 80s up here
Well,
for
when you have a truck
since
with no AC,
Sunday.
you have a truck with no AC, you might, anything's hot. Okay.
Hey, you was talking about those Honda Civics earlier. At least ours
I
got some
know.
air
I
conditioning.
know. I know. I know. So, all right, I'm gonna go back to the touchdown club real quick. Like I said, Pittman kind of was being a stand-up comedian. So this is him talking about the hiring Bobby Petrino.
You guys, y'all know I hired Bobby Petrino or no? It wasn't a very popular move in the state, and I'm going, damn, I should have hired somebody they wanted,
So yeah, it's it's gonna if we started this show about and probably 1 year ago. If you would have told me a year ago that there would be a picture floating around of John Calipari throwing a football in an Arkansas gear with Bobby Petrino in the background, I would have thought it was an AI generated picture
But,
or something.
but
And
no, it's real life.
yep. And it's, speaking of basketball, it's only going to help football, in my opinion, with recruits and stuff. Like
Yeah.
bringing recruits in, football recruits, to go to the basketball game. The 4 and 5 stars will
Hmm.
want to come see, John Calipari's team. So it's going to work out for everyone. All right, what other clips we got? All right, so again, as we know, we've talked about it. The 40-year-old receiver here, Monte Harrison.
Tell you the wide receiver, he had a birthday, Monte Harrison, and he's now the third oldest guy in the building. Me, Bobby, and then damn him. Damn 29. We asked him, could he return punts? He said, hey, have you seen me in center field? If you can run down a baseball, you sure as hell can catch a football. I felt dumb. I'm going, I didn't know that, One place I didn't play when I played baseball was center field. Catcher? There you go.
So yeah, which that's a thing people don't talk about is Monte Harrison possibly returning punts.
Yeah.
He was in the actual major leagues, not AAA or AA ball. He was at the show.
From hearing Petrino talk about it during their press conferences, he seems pretty high on them. I'm sure we'll probably see him next week play some.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So and I think he'll help out on special teams a lot. Not just punt returning, but also when we have to punt the ball, he can be a gunner and is also good in that locker room for leadership. Hopefully, we won't watch what was we watching last year, the Polar Express. So
Yeah.
I don't think we would we have any problems now. All right, I want you to think back to Pittman's first. Say this is 5th year, his first 3 years. All right, when it comes to fourth down calls, he seemed to be seem to be on it. Okay, last year, did you notice like a trend of like, why are we going for it?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? Well, Pittman kind of explained that at the touchdown club.
Analytic stuff, you know. And so instead of me going, this is what I'm going to do, it was, hey, Morgan, what's it say I'm supposed to do? It's a damn book that doesn't go have to talk to the media nor lose a game. Book's already been paid for, too, by the way. So every dang time says, go for it, coach. Hey, how you feel? Oh, yeah, we're ready to go. First down the other direction, whatever it was. It's the first time I really did that, and just because somebody else has success doing that, I'm going to do the eye test and what my heart says. And that's what I did the first 3 years that I was here. So analytics are good and all that, but winning's a lot better, you know. So we're going to try that.
So yeah, I feel like there's a lot of questionable 4th and 1 calls, not just to go for it, but the actual play call. And then there's a lot of times where it's 4th and 2, 4th and 1, we didn't even go for it. And we're like, why do we go for it there if we didn't go for it here? So yeah, apparently I guess there's a actual book out there that has already been paid for, according to Pittman, that it has the yard line you're on and the situation and the time and, you know, is it 4th down, 4th and 1, 4th and 3, 4th and 5, whatever it is. And the book literally tells you yes to go for it or no to go for it. And so Pittman used that last year, and he said to heck with it. He is not doing it this year, mainly because he knows his job's on the line.
Well, yeah, I mean, how many times did we just start yelling at the TV because we didn't agree with the call that he did?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then Enos was another problem because it'd be 4th and 1. Then we go shotgun when we
Yeah,
got KJ at quarterback who can just snap the ball and lean forward. I know our offensive line wasn't great, but all you need is a half yard. You don't want to put him back 5 yards, but he's gone, so we ain't got to worry about that. We have one of the greatest football minds in college football history. So if you was to take a bet right now, would you take Arkansas minus 49.5, or would you go with the Golden Lions at plus 49.5?
I take Arkansas to beat them by more than
Okay.
49.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close.
Honestly, I think we score a little over 50, 52 or so points.
Yeah.
I don't think Pittman's not going to run up the score.
Mm-hmm.
But 52 to me would be a reasonable score for us.
Yeah. And that line to me is going to drop a little bit more. It's already dropped 3 points, so I think that line will drop even more. So again, if you're out there, use the Bet Saracen app, not the Oaklawn app. Not Oaklawn anywhere. Use the Bet Saracen app. Okay. It might help our NIL fund.
That drama's still going on. That guy has not let up.
Yep. So it's he's just trying to help out all, not just Arkansas, not just University of Arkansas, all of Arkansas athletics. So it'll help us out. I would probably 49. I mean, games like this, I wouldn't even bet on. But
no,
if I had to pick one, I would do Arkansas minus 49.5 because they might have a backdoor cover somewhere.
Yeah, I mean,
50.
and like I said, they're not going to run up the score against UAPB like that.
No. Now, especially if because it's an in-state school. Now, if it was someone like I don't know, Toledo or somebody, maybe, but he doesn't want to embarrass them. That's not what it's for. It's not what it's for.
No, I mean, shoot, I mean, how many times did Nick Saban not run up a score against his lesser opponents?
Yep. Yeah. And so I don't know if you heard, but Bobby Petrino has decided he's going to be on the sideline this year.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Is this the year that they will have in helmet
Oh
communications?
yeah. Well, here's the thing people don't talk about. Yes, they'll have in helmet. That's great, but they also will have iPads, so they can
Yeah,
like watch.
like
I
replays
think
and
that's the bigger thing than the
mm,
in helmet communication to me. Uh, I've been the iPad person for a couple high schools in Arkansas, and it helps out a ton because you don't have to wait. Back in the old days, you had to wait till the weekend or that Monday to watch film to figure out what went wrong. And sometimes you're depending on a high school player, in this case a young college player, to tell you what do they see out there. Well,
mhm.
they're kids. They might not see what they need to see. So that iPad, it has every camera is connected to that iPad. You got the sideline view, you got the end zone view, you got the all 22 view. I mean, it's so like as soon as the play happens, it's downloaded to that iPad. And to me, the biggest thing is going to be your GAs this year because your GAs are going to have to run all that equipment, make sure everything's lined up. So I think the iPads are a more bigger deal than the in helmet communication. But if you have Bobby Petrino in your ear, that it doesn't hurt at all.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the old man can adapt to new technologies.
Yeah, and that kind of leads into uh, defense coordinator Travis Williams talking about these defensive signs. We've if you know anything about football, high school football, college football, people steal signs. This thing with
Hmm.
Michigan was not really news. It just happened to be the number one ranked team at the time, and
Well, I
I mean, he
think
wasn't.
it was more or less how they were doing it,
Yeah.
not that they were doing it.
Mhm. So yeah, here's he Travis Williams. He broke it down really good about how other teams steal other
It's so
signs.
funny. You'll be shocked. During the week, I know offense all around the country. They're gonna get the TV copy, and they looking at the signals. Yeah, just one person. That's your only job. Look at the signals, and then boom. Oh, we can't get the defensive signals. Okay, well let's see what the defensive players are signaling. Then they'll try to get it that way. So they got different ways. I remember we played Louisville, and he was really good. And I saw the TV copy, and I could just see the whole time he's just like this, just watching, watching, watching. And in the halftime, they got the signals. So we played him the next year. I was at UCF. We played him that next year, and I got his contact, and I called him like, "Hey man, I need to." And he sent me the whole thing. And he said, "This is what we had," and it was like 80% correct. So we had to change our signals because they just pass it around. So they're just sending it to the next. So we played SMU and Red Lashley to them, and they had the same signals. I wasn't mad that he sent it around. I would have been mad if we didn't change it. So it's huge, like just signals, and it's perfectly legal. I know teams right now that have two guys on the field because you usually have them in the box. So all the times you see a lot of these teams behind the actual team, they pull out these big curtains behind it. If it wasn't important, they wouldn't be doing it. 80% of the teams in America, when they signal, they pull out the big curtain behind so the guys in the press box can't get them. Well, they done smarten up. They done put them on the field. So they got two guys and they just sit here and try to get it. So you got to have ways of hiding your signals. So you can always know, like, when a play happen, you go, hey man, they got our signals. Cause it's just like the perfect play. You just know, all over college football. So that's not, man, it's nothing new. It's not one of those deals where it's like unethical or something like that. Like they do it. If you crazy enough to keep the same signals, that's on you.
So yeah, that was
It was a good
a,
explanation.
a good explanation because it's. I mean, even as being a junior high coach, we would look. I mean, even in junior high, we would look over there and they're signaling, and we look at the play. We're like, all right, when they do this, it slants. All right, I mean, it's nothing new. It's
No,
just, but now it's but the communication with the in helmet. It might cut it down, but he's still got a signal on the to the defense.
Mm-hmm.
We have a ghost with us, and it's Coach Wilson.
Blake, I don't know if you remember when we were coaching high school ball, the last year or two, we would signal on the sideline, like a counter. Right, we would signal counter, and there were a few different teams that we played against that if you could visibly look across the field, and when we would signal counter, they would yell counter to their play. They knew it. They already had it. Now again, it's not unethical, and I think was that Travis Williams?
Yeah.
I think Travis Williams is right. It's not unethical. I think it is. It's on you if you don't change your signals, and then defensively, it's on you if you can't stop it, no matter what they do. And so I don't know if you remember, Blake, but we went away from the signals now we didn't change anything on the junior high team, but on the high school team we didn't do signals anymore. You know what we did?
The wristbands.
We did the wristbands, but we signaled numbers. That's right.
Yeah,
we signaled numbers. So I think Travis Williams is spot on, and you can't complain because you're right. We did the same exact thing. We stared to the other sideline to see if we could figure it out. Same thing happens in baseball. You stare and see if you can pick up signs in high school ball. And a lot of people have gone to the wristbands. So, I mean, nothing. It's not something that's unique to the sport now. It's been going on for a long time.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember it was my last year coaching, and we were basically like GAs, but we had to break down every team that was in the 4A state playoffs. Like me and you didn't even go to practice. We stayed in the film room for 3 hours and broke down every 4A team.
Yep.
And the first thing we looked for was, depending on the film crew, because it's usually high school students, is sometimes they have the coach at the bottom of the film and just signaling stuff. And that's how we kind of figured out the playoff team stuff is based off of the coach was holding up numbers, and we're like, all right, well, if he holds up a 4, it's this play. If he holds up a 2, it's this play. If he points at his hip, it's this play.
Or like, if he holds up a 4, it's cover 4. If he holds up a 2, it's cover 2.
Yeah.
If he points to his side, it's a blitz to the right, or whatever it may be. Just all kinds of different things. So sports is as far as stealing signs, it's not unethical. However, where it can get unethical is when you take a guy and disguise him in another man in this other team's uniform or in the other team's attire, put him right next to the offensive coordinator calling the plays, and then right there on the sideline listening. That's where you get yourself in trouble. And I think I find it comical that Michigan had scheduled Jim Harbaugh to be like the captain for their opening game, and then a week later they turn around and he's not the captain for the opening game anymore.
I think Feinbaum was bragging about he's the one that got him not to go or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because everybody believes what Paul Feinbaum says.
Paul.
This is off topic, but my favorite clip is when Tim Tebow and the SEC crew, they're talking about haircuts, and they're like, "All right, Paul, what do you do when you go get a haircut? Tell them to take everything off the top or keep everything on the side."
Yeah. What about missed, boys? Have I missed anything good? I know Jason had something positive to say.
Yeah, we played the stand-up comedian Sam Pittman. He's been funny. If you want me to.
Well, enjoy Sam being funny while you can, because if things go south, Sam's not gonna know how to answer questions.
He's getting a lot better though.
He better continue them jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And things of that nature.
Oh, he doesn't say that now. He stops himself. He says it in his head, but he doesn't say it out loud. All right.
I'm excited about Saturday morning, boys.
Oh yeah, football will be on TV all day pretty much. They're staggered out to where it's on once a game ends, another one starts. Before we move to that, what's your thoughts of the Golden Lions matchup next week? Exactly next week.
I mean, on paper we should win big, but don't trust anything to do with the pen, paper, and a Razorback football team. So I expect to see Malachi Singleton at some point. Is it Malachi? I'm not. Am I?
Yeah.
Am I calling? Is his name right? Malachi Singleton.
Yeah. Yep.
I expect to see him at quarterback at some point. And then I expect to see Braylon Russell get some touches, the Benton kid, at running back. And then I'd like to see Heel, the speedster, get some touches at running back as well. I already know what to expect. You're going to expect Jackson. Is Davinian healthy again?
Yeah, Pittman said everybody, if the game was today, everybody can play.
Okay. So the spotlight is going to be on really one key position all year long. Not one key position, but one section of the team is going to be whether or not that offensive line is improved or not. So that's where I'm looking. If the offensive line is improved, we should dominate the line of scrimmage against UAPB.
Yep. It's true. And we get Oklahoma State, who struggle. They struggle early. They lost to South Alabama last year, and UCA almost beat them last year.
UCA,
yeah. Here's the thing though. I don't know what's better. Oklahoma State struggles earlier, or Arkansas struggles. Period. I don't know.
We just struggle 24/7.
When people say struggle bus, I picture Sam Pittman driving that bus.
Just saying, all shucks, right? Let me tell you a joke.
I just figured like the struggle bus has an Arkansas logo on the side of it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know if you watched the Little Rock Touchdown Club. This has to do with baseball, so it's kind of right up your alley.
I got to tell you, the wide receiver, he had a birthday, Monte Harrison, and he's now the third oldest guy in the building. Me, Bobby, and then damn him. Damn, 29. We asked him, could he return punts? He said, hey, have you seen me in center field? If you can run down a baseball, you sure as hell can catch a football. I felt dumb. I'm going, I didn't know that, One place I didn't play when I played baseball was center field. Catcher? There you
go. That's pretty funny. Yeah. He ain't wrong. When I look at Sam Pittman, the first thing that comes to my mind is definitely not center field. So I'm interested to see if Monty gets an opportunity on the field. Or is it Monty or Monte?
Old guy.
Old guy. And you know what's crazy? 28, 29. Blake, we're old.
Yeah.
But
I mean, by the time he finishes college, he'll be our age right now. So, because he's a freshman, he gets all his years.
Man, I'll be 33 Sunday, Blake, and I am getting up there.
Hitting them high digits.
Golly, but I am tell you what, I am exhausted from teaching this week. You know what? God bless those high school coaches right now that have been putting in hours all summer long, and then kids come back to school, especially those high school coaches who are elementary school teachers who go from elementary school to coaching in the afternoon. It is exhausting. And I'll tell you right now, overall, God bless teachers. It is tough.
We're on our second week. I'm fine, but the kids are the ones that are dragging in now.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm dragging.
So, all right, so we're gonna pull up a clip from our good buddy Eli Drinkwitz he had something very interesting to say about the fans.
Fan base. But our challenge is we need to sell out this first game. All right, we're a top 11 program in the country coming off a Cotton Bowl win, and in my opinion, if we don't sell out the first game, then that shows me that we're not where we want to be as a fan base yet. Okay, I mean that's just the reality of it. Don't sit on the sideline and wait. Well, it's got to be this game. No, it doesn't. Come watch this team and be excited about this team and embrace this team. And the same challenge that I have for our players is let's have a 1-0 mindset.
So he's basically saying, all right, y'all haven't bought enough tickets and y'all don't care about us because, we just won, 10, 11 games. So I can guarantee you if Arkansas came off a 10, 11 game season, that first game would be sold out, regardless of who it is.
Brother, I'm going to tell you right now, Arkansas's first game in Fayetteville may dang near be sold out. I just don't know yet. We're passionate. Razorback fans are passionate. We're passionate when we're losing. We're passionate when we're winning. Now, we may be passionate when we're losing in the negative way, but we're still passionate. We're still passionate. We want to win. And so, here's the deal. Drinkwitz is calling out the Missouri fan base, which, whatever. I guess you kind of have that right when you're winning. The thing is, Arkansas fans, let me tell you what we do. I'm the worst at it, Blake. I talk out of both sides of my head. I'm never watching another game again. I'll turn the game on 11 a.m. knowing what's good for me, and I still watch it. But you know what? I kind of feel that way. That Drinkwitz is saying, "Hey, get your butts out to the game." I don't like Drinkwitz, but I can't argue with results, Blake.
Yeah,
But can you like what results? He has one good year.
Well, let's be honest, Blake. Would you, if Sam Pittman had one good year, I'd be singing his praises.
I mean, he had a 9-win season.
Well, what did Missouri go last year? 11 and something.
Yeah, 11-2.
Well, there's a fine line between 9 wins and 11 wins.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just, our buddy Dave Shoemate, he's been back and forth on Twitter about these Mizzou fans. Like, he's like, dog, you only had one good year so far in the Drinkwitz era. So
I am interested to see what does Missouri do coming off of an 11-win season. Is anything less than 11 an unsuccessful season? Like, if I'm a Missouri fan, maybe I need to temper my expectations. Like, if I get 8 to 10 wins at Missouri a year, dude, it's pretty dang good.
Yeah.
11 is extraordinary. Yeah. So.
Also, speaking of Dave, I forgot to bring this up. He had a spot-on comparison for Taylor Green, and once I say this name, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, it's a former SEC quarterback, fairly recent, and it's Kellen Mond from Texas A&M.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still with the Vikings, but yeah, I could see that big body. I'm hoping he plays better than Kellen Mond.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, similar, very similar. At time, here's what killed me about Kellen Mond. I feel like Kellen Mond didn't know when to be a running quarterback and when not to be a running quarterback. Like, I don't feel like Kellen Mond knew when to take over the game. And if Taylor Green could just fine. If Taylor Green plays as good as Kellen Mond did, we'll have an okay season. Yeah. Now, Kellen Mond wasn't great, but if Taylor Green can play at that level, we'll be fine. Yeah. Now, I watched some videos the other day of Ryan Mallett, and I almost, when I watch him throw, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Taylor Green.
So, and all right, one more question here. Why is Texas A&M overrated right now? Because I think they are. Okay, Mike Elko, he's a good coach, but he didn't do wonders at Duke. So what's the big deal of him coming in? You know, and being a playoff team right now. I don't know. It's just I was thinking about that today at work. Elko is, to me. I mean, Elko's a good coach, but I don't know. I think we need to pump the brakes a little bit. All right. Well, we have college football this weekend. Here's Saturday at 11 o'clock. Arkansas's favorite time slot is the Florida State Seminoles versus the Rambling Wreck from Georgia Tech. All right. We have another ghost with us. Hello, ghost.
So let me tell you something. When my wife calls me on my phone and I'm doing these videos on my phone, I immediately lose sound. I don't know why that is.
Well, you got to ignore the phone call.
I tried. I couldn't get to it. I couldn't get to it quick enough, guys.
So, is anybody willing to take Georgia Tech plus 10.5?
Man, I don't know. Georgia Tech has just been sneaky. They play games close sometimes, and it's normally by the end of the season they're not very good anymore. Georgia Tech has a bad tendency for bettors for them sneaking up on someone they shouldn't sneak up on. Yeah. Like Georgia. So
I'm just excited to see football, actual real games on TV Saturday.
It could be.
My nephew starts his junior high. No, starts his 7th grade football season tonight. I think it's either that or junior high. I can't remember, but man, football's here, boys. Football's here. And then I think next weekend or in the middle of the week next week we got the Salt Bowl between Benton and Bryant, in which Bryant's beat us like 20 years in a row. But who's counting?
Oh, that's a former Monticello coach. No, he's not. He's not at Bryant no more. He's not. He doesn't win. He's at Conway now. Talking about Buck James.
Buck James, yes sir.
Yep. We beat him in the state championship game. But the game I'm looking forward to is Hawaii and Delaware State. I just can't wait for Hawaii Delaware State, mainly because it has come out that Delaware State has some plane issues, and their goal was to get out there a couple days early, and so I haven't heard any update on that. But Hawaii.
So now Delaware is going to have to swim over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, across the Delaware.
Golly, what a swim! Jeez, that's rough.
So next week we will have basically the pregame show, and then we'll have a postgame show.
All right.
And we'll have, hopefully it's a win. I'm hoping we're not on here talking about getting beat by UAPB, but you never know.
Never know.
All right, Blake, I'm going to make a bold prediction. This is not really a bold prediction, though. Yeah. If Arkansas was to ever find a way to lose to UAP in this first game, Sam Pittman is fired.
Before he gets back to faith.
Yes, that's not even a bold prediction, buddy. That's a for sure. That's a guarantee. Yeah, so we're going to win for sure. So.
Yeah. All right, Jason, anything before we get off here?
No, it's just happy that college football's back. It's going to be a roller coaster every year, and we'll give it a few weeks and see how angry we are.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. This is why it's like a carefree season. If it goes good, that's great. If it doesn't go good, that means we're getting a brand new coaching, head coach. So, to me, it's good both ways.
But we'd prefer it go good.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. All right, we'll be here next week. And any of y'all going to game next week?
I think I'm going to stay at home where it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. Of course, I don't want to drive up, drive back, and yeah, I don't want to do all that. So,
No,
all right.
not for a UAPB game.
Yeah. Anyways, again, now if you're going to the game, you need to check out SeatGeek because you get
Yep.
$20 off your order. Use
Save
promo
yourself
code
some
44
money.
Sports Media.
Right.
Yes, to buy some water because buy it early. Buy it early.
Yeah. They might run out, so
Yeah, man, it was brutal last year.
we should have done predictions of what do you think's going to be wrong with War Memorial during the game.
Oh
There's always
yeah,
something wrong.
we'll say the play clock for sure.
Yeah,
The play clock.
yeah. If we run out of water, the Arkansas River only has so much water it can feed into War Memorial. So make sure you get plenty of water.
Yeah.
Oh,
I bet you some of these new communication systems they have will mess up.
Oh yeah, what a great first place to try the new in helmet communication. Before we go to Stillwater. Yeah, what a great idea.
we are very innovative.
All right, until next week, we will see you then. It will be game day. It will be game day.
All right, Arkansas fans. See you later.